I think over the past,
anyway.
I think over the past couple of years, obviously with everything with COVID, people have had that kind of scare to get back together. But I definitely think we saw it. I think the warm up was 2023, and I 100% think in 2024, brands are trying to activate so much more to connect with their consumers on a deeper level.
You even see like Gymshark, right? They started opening retail stores.
Yeah.
Manier Devoir as well. All of these brands that started off as D2C brands are all opening in-person store. And it's so funny because I actually remember producing content for a then client it must have been 2021 around like the high street's dead.
Yeah.
Like high street's dead. No one's going to be shopping anymore. It's like actually changing consumer behavior is really fucking hard. Yeah. And even though you are locked at home and we all are shopping online, and yes, we all love Amazon delivery because it can come that night instead of having to wait 5 to 6 business days to get blah, 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 blah. People like to be in real life. Yeah. They are social creatures. It's why we are at the top of the food chain.
Yeah, 100%. Like for example, even Lounge, even just recently, they've opened up a new store in Birmingham, and then from their new store, they've then had this pop-up store around Valentine's Day, and I still think that was the best one. It was build a bouquet of lingerie, and for it to be an underwear brand, but to tie that in so cleverly with Valentine's Day, I mean, that is what I share on Because of Marketing. Like, that is creative, it was on brand, it was tied into a social event, like, it was absolutely brilliant, and I think so many more brands, like even myself for Because of Marketing, I'm kind of thinking it would be so cool to have some sort of brand activation, because I think anybody can do it. It just, you need that kind of creativity to make the noise, and to, why would you snap that on, like, why would you take a picture of that and share that on social media? And I think when you do go to these events, or if you go somewhere, it's always about like what leaflet with the branding can you take a picture of for social purposes. And even planning Because of Marketing's first event, it's like trying to make it so personalized and trying to make it so kind of like cool and collective. Like, that's the biggest takeaway that I want from Because of Marketing. Like, let's fill a room of communications, connections, creativity, and conversations. And yeah, I am incredibly excited to bring the audience who follow us online in real life and let them connect. And I think Because of Marketing's just the middleman between marketers and brands. And
you're the community.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I think that's what I'm excited for. And I definitely agree with your prediction. I think this is the year of brand activations.
It's funny because you were saying about your in-person event and the word you used was connection. I think when we talk about community, everyone just assumes community is online community. And actually community can be with your neighbors, with your friends, with other marketers, with other people who enjoy the gym, with whatever. And when we look at the brands that are so successful, it's they've harnessed that. They're not talking at people, they're trying to influence people from within the communities that already exist. Gymshark's community, they are lifters, they are gym bunnies, they aren't trying to be a Gymshark community, they are gym community. Like your community as marketers, you're not trying to be like the Because of Marketing community. You are marketing and they are marketers, and so you're influencing from within. How do you think brands can do that, like B2B specifically, because I think that's the hardest one to nail, is how can you harness that connectivity and the community within that premise and as a B2B business? I think the most important thing is, like you say, humanization and bringing these people together, because I think B2B to connect online is really difficult. So I think kind of hosting events, like networking events where you both share like a common interest, I think is kind of the way to build that connection and to build that creativity as well. And how do you get people to those events? Like, what's your strategy been with the live one that you're hosting in July?
So with Because of Marketing's event, to be honest, I was struggling to kind of, where do I start this? How do I do this? And it wasn't until a kind of friend of mine had said, like, I'll help you with trying to find a event location. And I think with Because of Marketing's event, it's like I was really specific because I really wanted to nail it. I really tried to find a kind of a brown building in London, and I tried to be really, because I think everything is brand, and every single touch point somebody receives with Because of Marketing, I want them to feel that from the beginning right through to the end. So I think it's kind of like being really specific, because I think if I went for example, a pink, really kind of wild, crazy location, it would be like, this is really not
misaligned.
Yeah, misaligned with, because of marketing's brand. So I think kind of even for B2B brands, it's, for example, if you're like a high-end luxury brand, it's important for your location, it's important for your, like, the clientele or the people you're trying to like communicate to as well. And I think the most important thing is like your touch points, and you've got to kind of have that same message across every touch point as well.
Do you think it's really important that everyone within a business understands the brand and is part of that brand building exercise, or is it something that is dictated to?
No, I think it's important that everybody understands it, because I think if you come into a business and you don't understand the brand's vision, the brand's mission, like if, for example, if you were to stop somebody in a company and be like, what's X company's vision or mission, and you didn't know it, I think that's not a failure, but that's kind of like the leadership or the higher up team need to kind of have that conversation. Because if you're not all rowing the same way, you're not going to be moving in the same direction. I think one brand in particular represent, everybody knows the mission, everybody knows the vision. Like, even I feel like I'm part of the team because I know the mission and the vision. And it's kind of like we're all pushing together and we're all moving and rowing in the same way. So I think, 100%, I think it's really important that employees, stakeholders, partnerships, everybody knows what that brand is and what it's trying to achieve to move forward.
You're a solo founder, as am I. It's fucking lonely.
Yes.
Like, when shit hits the fan and you've got to put on a smile to everyone because there's no one else to complain to about it can feel overwhelming. How have you found it, first of all?
Yeah, lonely is a very good word to say. I think you waking up, your problems, you've got them yourself. You're traveling, you're by yourself. You're working late by yourself. I think the most important thing is surrounding yourself with high level minded people on the same journey as you, but also people that are just one step in front of you. Not, somebody that's 10 steps
unattainably far. Yeah,
somebody that's in front of you, so that you can be like, I want to get to where you are, and that they'll be like, we can help you do that. I think,
where do you find those people?
I think definitely through LinkedIn, but I think,
is that what you've done?
Yeah. The friends I have and the little circle that I've got, kind of outside of like the business circle I've got, has predominantly been through LinkedIn, or it's been through kind of meeting somebody at an event in real person. But I would definitely say on LinkedIn. And I think it's kind of like, that's one conversation can change your life, one post can change your life. And I think it's been that consistent, being on LinkedIn and sticking true to your personal values. You attract the people that you are as well.